Happy Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. It's your girl Maria Milagros here. And today, this week, during the month of October, we're talking about increasing the quality of our life because I get a lot of questions about how to balance your life. And what we talked about last week was the reality that if you're looking to find balance in terms of hours, in terms of quantity, you're not going to find it. But you can find balance in terms of quality. So we have to get better at surrendering this idea of balance so that we can really embrace and adapt the idea of quality. And the way that we do that is we move into the spaces of our lives, allowing ourselves to be fully present in those spaces. Okay, so I got an email last week, and thank you so much to all of you who email me or write in the comments. And I got an email last week, and the woman asked, can you give me some quick, tangible tips on how to increase the quality of my life? And she said that basically she works a lot, and so when she's with her kids, she's thinking about solutions to her work problems or things like that. So I get that. I completely get that, but then you're not being fully present with your children or with your spouse or with your partner or with your girlfriends or whatever it is because you're too busy thinking about work. Now, you'll notice that when you separate yourself from the problem, you find the solution. So it's not necessarily a bad thing that you are able to think of stuff when it comes to that, but it certainly shouldn't dominate your time. So I have 3 tips for you, 3 short tips that you can start applying into your life to help increase the quality of your life and allow you to just be more present. Okay, tip number 1 is practicing an attitude of gratitude. Now, this sounds so simple and it sounds so remedial, but it is so powerful when you practice it regularly. So when I move into a new space and if I find myself thinking about where I was and trying to figure that thing out, I allow myself to be in that present space and I go, okay, what am I grateful about this space right now that I'm in? What are the things that I'm grateful for, that I appreciate? And sometimes I even do this exercise with the people that I'm with. And I'll say, hey, very upfront and honest, this is where I'm at and I'm thinking about this thing and I want to kind of let this go so I can be here. So do you mind doing a quick gratitude rant with me? Or do you mind, like, we can just go around the room and everybody can say 5 things, 10 things that they're grateful for or whatever. And I do that. People who know me, I do that pretty regularly with my daughter, with my siblings, with friends, and we just kind of go on these little gratitude rants about the present moment. And then it helps you really settle into the present moment and to be here, wherever here is, right? So that's one tip. Then that's a quick, easy thing that you can do, and you can even do it by yourself. Sometimes when I'm in the car on my way to an event or on my way to a meeting or on my way to pick up my daughter, I'll allow myself to kind of process, what am I grateful about this thing that I'm going to, or what good is already exists in this thing, or what do I appreciate about this thing, and just kind of let myself already get there before I even get there so that when I'm there, I'm fully there. I hope that makes sense because it sounded really brilliant in my brain, but out loud, maybe not so much. So just practicing an attitude of gratitude, either by yourself or with the people that you're with, to really ground yourself in the moment where you are so that you can increase the quality of the space that you're in. Okay, so that's one. The second is having a positive outlook as much as possible. Now, not 100% of the time will everything always be so positive, but there is good that comes from everything. That is true. If you've lived long enough, you know that that is true, that even things that initially seemed like a burden or they seemed like a mountain that you had to climb, eventually, if you pay attention, it's a blessing. It always is. And sometimes the blessing is in the results, and sometimes the blessing is in the process and the growth. Most of the time, it's in the process and the growth. So just allowing yourself to kind of reside in that space where you move into these new places of your life, again, whether it's at work, whether it's at the supermarket, whether it's with your children, just bring a positive attitude into that space. When I'm with my kid, I have a kid. I have friends who tried and couldn't have children. That's my positive outlook. While I'm here with her, I'm going to be here with her, right? That's one of the things that I do. When I'm at the supermarket, I'm able to purchase groceries and food for my family to fuel my body. I have expendable money to buy groceries and to do that. And I personally remember a time in our lives when we didn't have that. So when I have it now, groceries is a thing I get to do. It's a treat, right? It's not a burden. Oh, I have to go do groceries. No, I get to go do groceries. I have money to feed my family, and as much as possible, a positive outlook. Even when you're going into work, and you're having something negative happening at work, or you're dealing with negative people, at least I have a job. I have coworkers. I have the ability to contribute in some way or another. Or this is paying the bills for now as I'm looking for something new. Whatever it is, there's a way to spin that and to keep it more positive. So again, you're increasing your quality of time when you're in that space. And then the last one is just as simple as this. Keep a pen and paper on you, or something that you can write with, because sometimes when I'm with my daughter, I will have this idea from us playing together, and I just think, oh, that's brilliant for work. But if you say, I have to remember that later, that's probably not going to happen. So the best way for me to be present is to capture it immediately. I write it down, I put it in a note in my phone, and I just capture it so that later I can go back to it and remember, oh, right. And then again, now I'm bringing that creativity that was sparked from being in my life into my work and remembering where it was sparked, and then it feels good in both places. So anyways, keeping a pen and paper or some kind of device that you can capture notes. So when you have these moments, you capture them and then you just let them go so that you can get back to being present. So that's what I have for you today, those 3 little tips. I hope that those help you boost the quality of your life, because you deserve to live a life that's full of quality. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you know someone who can benefit from it, please share it, because sharing is caring. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel so you can get one of these in your inbox. You can also head over to my website, www.mariamilagros.net, and you can sign up for my newsletter, which comes out once a week. You'll get this video plus any details of events and things that I'm going to be attending. And if I'm hosting an event, bonus, you get coupons or discounts or deals, or sometimes even free stuff. So head on over there if you haven't already done that, and I will see you next week. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, a fantastic, a super swaggly weekend. Love you. Bye.